guys remember in Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, there's this idea that comes up with the Mirror of Erised, and it's an important part of the movie. But the point of the Mirror of Erised is that um, you look into it and you can see the, your heart's deepest desire. And when you see your heart's deepest desire, it could be something like winning a sports game, or it could be having money, or it could be like with Harry, seeing your parents again after never knowing them. And it's like this very evocative imagery, and it's very interesting. And also, if you guys don't know, Erised is just desire spelled backwards, which is a fun little quirk. Um, but I've always found it really interesting in the context of technology and the internet in the modern world. Um, I was on this Discord server when I was a teenager, I think 17, when I was like 17, 18. And this was right when COVID started in 2020. I joined the server in like January of 2020. I had never been part of a big Discord server yet. I'd only been part of like small ones with friends, and then a slightly bigger one with like a dozen or 2 dozen people to play a niche video game that I really liked. But that was my only experience with them. And so there was this YouTuber that started a Discord server when I was 17, and I joined it, and I was like one of the first people to join it. I was like one of the first 5 people to join it. I was really excited. And there was always, hundreds of people joined, and there was always dozens of people active every day. And we all, became friends, and we would just be talking every day, all the time. And this was in the context of COVID in 2020. And so I spent inordinate amounts of time there, and everyone else did. And we all kind of said, like, oh, this is just because of COVID. Like, the only reason we're, like, no lives on the internet right now, spending all our time on here is because it's COVID. It's locked down, and, what are we going to do? What else is there to do except talk to random strangers from Australia, at 3 in the morning? And I'm sure a lot of people have had experiences like that. That was my 2020 experience. That was like all I did. And so, but it was something I noticed during that period where you can just say anything. If you're online, you can just say whatever you want. And if you're on a Discord server with people all the time and you're in like voice chats and stuff, you're all talking to each other, you start to like, the best of you, what you want to show the world is what you put out there. And you start getting, people start liking you for the things that you say. And you're in this little chamber, right, where everyone joined for a similar purpose. So you all have a baseline, similar interest in something. And usually that's probably something that's going to be pretty niche from, I don't know, what your friends and family in the real world are interested in, especially if you join something like a Discord server with a very specific focus, a specific YouTuber, specific video game or TV show or band or something. And so I experienced that. And this Discord server kind of, we all realized we're all around the same age, 17, 18, 19, that kind of older teen age, and we're all online. And then we were on for so long, over a year, that we all just kind of got into talking about movies and TV shows and music, and we'd spend hours in voice chats. Just listening to albums and albums of music, and we'd all be queuing music, and we'd all be talking, oh my gosh, I love your music taste so much, and something like that would just make me so happy. Like, I would get like a rush, and I know like the terminology now is like, oh, dopamine, serotonin and all that, but it made me happy. It made me really happy to put in a song from a band that I've always loved, and to put in a song and then someone go, oh, I love that band, that's the coolest thing ever. And so in a very antisocial moment, which is what 2020 was during lockdown, to have that outlet was very cool. But it was so selective, and you were the one choosing what you said, and eventually you started to fine-tune. You knew what people liked, and so you knew you had to kind of lean into that, and you started to become a caricature of yourself. And I started to realize, kind of nearing 2020, as the year was closing out, that it was really similar to the Mirror of Erised. I grew up reading Harry Potter. I read the books 7 times all the way through. and I loved it. Knew everything about it. I used to just like lay in bed all night, and if I didn't have the books with me, I could just think through like every chapter and watch it like it was a movie in my head because I knew everything that happened. Um, but you look into the mirror of Erised, and you can be lost. You can waste your life away, is what Dumbledore says. Men can waste their lives away before the mirror. And I was starting to think like that about technology and internet and this Discord server where I would be off, classes started up again, and they were online, but like I couldn't focus. All I was thinking about was this like imaginary friend group that I had in my pocket 24 hours a day. Every day I would wake up, I would immediately go there, and it would just be fun. And they would all recognize you. They'd say hi as soon as you got on. You could be talking with people immediately. And kind of getting recognized is what it felt like. It was like this virtual recognition. And at that point, why talk to people in real life? Why spend time with your friends? Why make new friends? Even if you spend time with your friends, even if you're getting together once a week or something, why make new friends if you've got these dozens of people kind of burning a hole in your pocket right there? You can waste your life away. And so I definitely felt that connection. And weird thing, I met a girl on that Discord server, and we started virtually dating. And again, we just told everyone, it's 2020, it's COVID, it's weird, I get it. She lived on the other side of the country, 2,000 miles away. But as soon as we started talking, and we really had a great connection, it started spending less and less time talking to the other people on the server, and it started to become more real. And as we planned our life together, how we were going to meet, it started to become more tactile, it started to become more material, it started to become real, and it stopped being this online facade. And so I flew over to meet her after dating for a couple months. And it was wonderful. We were expecting it to be a disaster, but it went really well. She came over for the whole summer, and then we were both in college after that. And so there was this really interesting time in my life where, when you're a college student, it's pretty normal to be long distance with your girlfriend because, well, she's in school and you're in school, and then you'll see each other on breaks and over the summer and all that for Christmas, Thanksgiving. And I mean, we both spent thousands of dollars on flights going back and forth, but yeah, we dated for 4 years, and it was wonderful. We both graduated. The last few months that we were dating, we spent every summer together, so I think cumulatively over the course of a 4-year relationship, we spent roughly 18 months or something together in person. We were living together at the end of that, and so we made it real. And so in that time frame, this thing that started as a niche online weird facade that you felt good just by talking to these people, and you felt like you were recognized, right? Like the mirror of Erised. If you seek something, but you don't wish to possess it or abuse it, you can find it. And I always thought that was a really fascinating part about that first book in Harry Potter, is that Harry finally gets the stone, and he gets it by using the mirror. And he finds it in his own pocket. And when I met my girlfriend online, I had that very same feeling of, okay, the internet's an unhealthy thing, and it can be used and abused and possessed, and it can possess you, and it can be really damaging. But if you use it for honest purposes, and you really prostrate yourself to other people, and you're honest and good, and if you don't use it just to feel good, and if it moves something beyond just feeling good, and it moves to something real, dealing with real emotions, you get towards something like truth rather than the lie that the internet can be, that the persona can be on the internet, and that social media can warp. And we both found that very true, that the Mirror of Erised example is true of magic And of course, in Harry Potter, it's a magical thing, and this is how magic works. It can be destructive and abusive, but can also lead to good. And we live in a world where technology is our magic in the modern world. Technology is of great power, and it can hurt us, and it can warp our brains and change our brain chemistry and make us think and do terrible things. And it can really hurt us. It can make us feel lesser. Or if we seek from it, we can try to make ourselves feel good. And in the long run, that's destructive, but in the moment, it feels wonderful. And that's really become a problem now. With AI, with generative AI. I've really started to realize recently that the problems with social media or chat rooms like Discord or, I don't know, Reddit or something, you could use those to feel good about yourself. Only post the best pictures. Feel great when you get likes and reactions and you get to talk to people whenever you want. That feels good. But there's an even darker version of this technologically, which is AI. And now image generation and photo generation, image, photo, and video generation is what I was thinking. You can give it a picture of yourself, and you can say, make me handsome, change this about my clothing, adjust the facial hair, make me a little more handsome and more beautiful, add different makeup, or let me lose weight, or put me in this environment or that environment, make it professional lighting, make it all of these things. And you can see there's a pale shadow of this with social media, Instagram, people editing their photos or getting just the right filter to make it very aesthetically pleasing. But you can waste away talking to no one now. It's one thing to waste away talking to people that are at least real people on the other side of the screen. But you can waste away talking to this automated text response that can affirm you, tell you good things about yourself, tell you it understands you. This is what the movie Her is about, if any of you guys have seen that. Kind of a spooky movie to watch now, but I think with the image generation and the video generation, it's a little scarier even than just that. And I think that generative AI is this powerful, destructive magic that we don't understand. Just as the internet is. I think it's just much more potent. Now, it's not all doom and gloom. Silver lining. As I said, I was able to use the internet for something that was really beautiful when I was younger, and really let me expand my world. That's what that relationship really was for me. It really expanded who I was as a person. I became a man during that time. I started to take responsibility for far more in my life, and it made my world bigger. And so that was a good thing. It was a good thing that we met online on this silly Discord server. A ridiculous thing during COVID. And I think AI could, I'm not so sure I want to endorse it right now, but I think it could lead to something good. If you go towards it honestly. If you seek something, like Dumbledore said, if you can seek something good in the world, and not seek to possess it, take it, feel good just by seeing the altered photos. No, the altered photos could be good for you in some ways. It could be an inspiration. If you're trying to be healthier or adapt your style, it could be a really good inspiration for that kind of thing. You want to test out ideas, bounce ideas off of something if it's impractical to do that in real life with a friend. But it is potent, and it is really dangerous, and you need to be careful with how you use it, and you need to deal with it honestly, and you need to have the real world, the material world. Of course, there is a spiritual world in life. You have to deal with spirit and matter. I mean, there are parts of our souls that can't be fixed by things. We have to believe in something. We have to go towards something. We need friendships, and love is an immaterial thing, which is why it's so dangerous, because these technological tools can affect us emotionally and how we feel about ourselves and other people. So you need to deal with that. You need to go into it knowing that it doesn't have the answers spiritually, It can provide a looking glass materially into your future and what you could want, but you cannot get stuck living in that immaterial, technological, online world. If you are going to use it, you need to let it fuel you to be better and to seek good things and to seek beauty and truth and fulfillment in real things, in real people, in relationship to other people, in relationship to yourself, to be a better man, to grow. There is no prompt that will heal you of an internal struggle. And the mirror of Erised can tempt you to live and to waste your life away before it. But it's also a call to be better and to pursue the good and to be a man and a better person altogether. So I leave you with that. If you find this interesting, let me know. It's something I've been thinking about for quite a long time. I randomly was just flipping through my phone, going through some things, and I thought about this, and I wanted to record something. So, yeah, if you think this is interesting, let me know. Thank you. Goodbye.